So, next map.
I like, by the way, because obviously Domino's already called me saying, "Hey, yeah, you can come in a bit later because we're out of power." And then they were like, "Yep, so the guy that's coming he's going to be here at around 7. The whole repair is probably gonna take like half an hour or an hour. So if you could come in at 6, that'd be great." And I was just, what the fuck do you expect me to do at 6 if the entire store is out of power?
That's weird, yeah.
Will I just be sitting there on my ass for an hour or whatever? I mean, I've earned my money in more annoying ways, I guess. Sitting on your ass for a while is definitely a luxury, but it feels a bit weird.
Yeah, no, I agree on that. Feels a little bit weird, like why?
Yeah.
Instantly cleaning. Also, my tools already max upgraded from the main game. That's the last thing I did on the main game actually. Just literally just fully upgrade my tools.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't do it mid game because there's actually an achievement for completing the entire game with no tool upgrades. So to avoid me having to do all the levels again, I just instantly went for that. And for months, this game had extra achievements that you just couldn't get.
Right.
Because of the DLC that just kept being pushed backwards.
But they already put the achievements in.
Yep.
That's annoying.
Yeah. But it's here now. That's what matters, right?
Yep.
There we go, yellow bag.
You know what also really pisses me off?
Well?
So, I like, my PC to be as filled to the shit with RGB as I possibly can, right?
Yeah.
So obviously I went for the nice, really cool looking RGB, RAM strips, because they're sexy as shit. When I, decided upon, I'll, take a new fucking CPU alongside it as well, because I can afford one right now and I needed one anyway. I figured, really was it's like a slightly better version of mine, and it came with a cooler fan. So if I'm gonna buy this basically top shelf CPU, I'm expecting a nice ass fucking fan. So of course what I got was the exact same fucking fan I was already using. That wasn't nice. But
I get that.
At least my RAM sticks looks nice, I guess. But my fan is basically just, I've put the new one in because the old one was, kind of old and also pretty dusty. And I thought, just removing the fucking thing in general was easier than cleaning the other one. It's like, yeah, why not? But yeah, a little disappointed in that.
Yeah, no, I completely feel that.
I mean, you don't, but you kind of do.
I know how much you enjoy your RGB.
Yeah, it's just my PC needs to look sexy as hell, and it kind of looks. It looks pretty sexy right now. The RAM strips add so much color to it, but I don't know. It's a bit upsetting. Performance-wise, it's been a fucking dream with these installed now. Holy shit. Not just the fact that I can play DCS like very heavy scripts, heavy missions without much issue now. Just the fact that even my day-to-day computing power has doubled.
Nice.
You can kind of just feed it by just how quickly you can now load shit or how many tabs you can have open at once. I can have like 1,000,001 fucking tabs open right now. My PC will be like, yep, that's cool.
Nice.
When I first installed this fucking RAM and the CPU, your motherboard BIOS basically resets. So I did the same. I had to do the same trick that I did with my old RAM to get it up to its full speed. So when I first tried it, it was running at 2,600 something megahertz. Meanwhile, my RAM can go up to 36,000 megahertz, 3,600 megahertz, which is quite a bit faster.
Yeah.
My old RAM was already pretty fast, but it's 32. But this one is 1 quicker and 2 twice the size, so it's quite a bit of an upgrade.
That definitely is an upgrade.
And it's it shows its benefit pretty much immediately, because you can always see just how much base RAM your PC uses for like just everything, like Discord and my fucking browser right now.
Yeah.
It's using in total about 7 gigabytes of RAM. With my old RAM, that would have been pretty goddamn taxing, and it would have then allocated like only like 3 to 4 gigabytes. It's now using basically double, so that you can kind of feel that by how smooth everything is and how quickly everything loads, and how many other things you can do alongside. So it is pretty neat. Definitely not the best CPU I could have gotten, by the way. This was kind of like a most recent series, but like the lowest entry level of that series, kind of like AMD does their CPUs kind of like Intel does their graphics cards. You've got the
Intel
10, 20, and 30s, the fucking Nvidia. Because I keep comparing AMD to like fucking their CPUs, and never really compare their graphics cards, because AMD graphics cards are just pieces of shit.
Yes.
But
and they'll always be AMD. Fuck you.
So basically, the 1000 in the name is the series. So I went for my was it 2600, and then I went to 5600, which is a couple of generations higher. But the 600 is kind of like what the 1060 would have been, right? Like the entry level CPU. This is I think this is the, what was it, 6 cores or 8 cores, one of those. Yeah, 6 cores, and then obviously the like the 5070 or 5700 or 800 would have had like 8 cores, 10 cores, 12 cores. But 6 cores are really goddamn good. Like you can do pretty much everything with that. Everything else really just is massive overkill.
Yeah, no, damn.
Yeah. Once I save up enough money, I'll probably will still continue to upgrade this PC, but I think the next thing will be probably a new graphics card, like going to the 30 series maybe. But I'm very content with my graphics card still. It really isn't the biggest bottleneck.
So you have a 2700.
Yeah, 2070s.
Yeah.
It's a really good card.
So can I get that one from you when you're done with it? Because that would still be a fucking upgrade for me.
The only problem is that I don't think I'll ever give that thing away for free. Because if I were to sell it, I could get top box for it. Because it's a really good card.
Well, yeah.
But, obviously for you, I'll take off like a tenner. So instead of 500, it'll be 490. Consider yourself a friend.
Yay!
Now we'll see by the time. I mean, it depends on how long the Switch will even take. Because because right now I'm not really planning on doing this semi soon. Even might not even be within a year. And by the time I do it, this card will be a bit older, which will determine the price a bit.
Well, yeah.
But,
Get rid of chairs. I'm about 12% done with this map.
Alright.
And I've already been well, vacuum cleaner time. I can also see exactly how far I am with certain tools. Crowbar, I'm 22% now. 24. I'm destroying everything. Okay, after 3 objects, I'm at 25% of the vacuum. You know what I also like about this game?
Huh?
Well, you see the percentage on the top left, the 40% right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just by, getting rid of everything, it's also putting in like all of the bottom right says that benches and chairs, trash can, and 2 decorations. I need to put those in, and that will also help towards that amount. And when that reaches 100%, I'm done, no matter if they're still trash.
Right, yeah.
Because that will still count as 100%. At least that's how it was in the base game.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, no, I'll keep to that. I got 40% done of cleaning the walls. Fuck, I love this game though. And I'm going to be sad when it's, completely done.
Once you've cleaned all there is to clean.
Well, once I've cleaned the entirety of Germany's train stations. Because that's really all I'm doing. Like this is the Germany DLC.
Yeah. Well, if you ever want more shit to clean, you can always come by and help out in the yard. I'll give you a sticker for this like achievement.
Ooh. I'm getting achievements.
Yeah.
That makes it very interesting. Also, you see in the top left, it says open the padlocked room, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so that is this room.
Right.
Which also counts towards my progression.
Right.
Oh, so I have the ladder with me as well. Let's open up the padlock. 16%. 21%.
There we go.
Just hands, please. Also, I've got a little button press that helps me figure out what is still trash that I can pick up. I have to clean up and equip the utility room. So far, I'm just destroying everything in there.
Yeah. Fuck, I can't wait for the fucking... It's the dumbest, stupid fucking update to DCS that sounds like the most boring shit, but it's probably the best thing to the game. Is that fucking code update, so we actually start using more cores, because I just got this, obviously, pretty damn good CPU, and... Well, I'm pretty sure that once, the code's updated, the game will run smooth as hell.
Oh yes, especially
because right now it's even like on the highest difficulty, highest most taxing missions. I do better with them now, but it's still not perfect. Because they're still stuttering, they're still semi-low FPS, especially if I do it in VR. It's significantly better, but still not great. So, I think once, the code update comes in, that'll absolutely, be the cherry on top and start making this game run the way it should have run from the start.
True. Like, it is so strange that they don't have that up, that they just never used any more cores.
The thing is that DCS is all as absolute shit. The way this game developed is kind of a weird thing, because this game is fucking like it's older than some people I know, and it's been the same engine this entire time that's just been continually upgraded for absolute forever, basically. Because that one Russian helicopter with like the dual rotors right on top of each other, that was the first module ever released, and that was like released as a separate game. That whole thing, that was DCS. It's like there was just a helicopter simulator, and that was it. And eventually, they started expanding on that by bringing the A10 in, which is a really old module, and that was actually developed because, and they never aspired to make it, but because they made their helicopter module so, very, very good, basically, the US Air Force came to them and was like, hey, yeah, can you make a simulator for the A10? And they were like, yep. And they did it. So that's actually how it came to be. It wasn't just that, oh, this game just so happens to be really good, let's turn it into our sim. No, the Air Force actually asked these guys to make it for them.
And then they, decided to release it.
Yeah, I mean the Air Force was completely fine with it because nothing in the A10 is very secret, so they were completely fine with it. And after that, DCS started picking up lots and lots more popularity, and it gradually became what it is now. But it's still using that old ass fucking code because back in the day that's kind of what all games were using. So it really is just a testament to how old the engine actually is. And even though they upgrade the code, obviously there's going to be a couple of more things that are just as old. But at least one by one these are getting worked on. Because you can still see footage from like old DCS versions, and you can barely recognize like the way the game looks, how the way the maps, the base map has been updated and all that, the way the menus work. It looks so weird, but it is the same game, which is just mind-boggling thing to realize.
Yeah, that's how games work.
Yeah, I mean, most games nowadays just get released and that's it. Obviously, you'll have some updates going to it, but nothing overly drastic. There aren't many games that have lasted over 10 years.
Skyrim.
I mean, that doesn't really count because that hasn't been updated along those 10 years.
No.
Like, games can exist for that long, but don't get updated. Not by the developers anyway. I guess Skyrim kind of counts because they did get an update, but that isn't really what I mean. Like it isn't that Skyrim has been slowly been rebuilt from the ground up several times with new engine improvements and all that. We got the special edition once, and that's about it. And I wouldn't even consider that much of an improvement.
The VR edition.
I mean, the VR edition is just a piece of shit. It plays pretty well. It's really nice to see Skyrim in VR for the first time. It's hilarious, but it's because I like to play Skyrim for long periods of time, and that shit just gets tiring real quick.
Yeah, I'm planning on at least going through the entire game, like through the entirety of the VR version.
Yeah. This one is interesting. So some time ago, for the F14 module, the developers they released like a free, like the time period specific carrier. So an aircraft carrier that served around the same time as the Tomcats did during their prime. And the way that thing works is every carrier has on their big superstructure that has their ID number. So you got carrier number 70, carrier number 69, and all that.
Ooh,
now the
69.
way it works on this carrier is that you see the white letters. Those are obviously there. But along the side of the letters, they've 3D modeled light bulbs that were there in real life to make the display very easy to see at night, because they're there for a fucking reason. Because of that, any DCS modder or livery maker cannot make a skin for that carrier, because usually they release one carrier of the same of one model one model. But in real life there were multiple carriers like that, which each had a different number. So you had 61, 60, 62, and the one I think we have in the game is 62 or 61, one of those. I'm not too sure. But if you make a different livery and you have to change the number to correspond to whichever carrier you're trying to represent, those light bulbs will always stay the same, because they're physically modeled into the model of the carrier. You're changing the livery, but you're not actually changing the carrier. Not in the way that the base game has actual different carriers that are the same type, but they all look distinctly different. But because the Tomcat guys basically only gave us one, you have to make do. Now I'm noticing that there's a skin upload that actually does change all the light bulbs, which is just that means that this motherfucker had to go into fucking DCS files and actually fucking extract the carrier and remodel basically the entire superstructure light bulb system just for changing the goddamn number.
Damn.
goddamn, someone's dedicated. And the most annoying thing is, he says it in the fucking description. Once you put it in the base, once you mod that thing into the game, because of the way it's done, it will overwrite the current carrier, which is not something he can change, which is really annoying. So I'm really hoping that now that the Tomcat guys, they will have seen that this thing has been released, and I hope that they were like, oh shit, I guess we'll have to change how that works for so people can actually add the other carriers in. Because I've always, it's a small nitpick, I guess, but you know, it's a bit weird because every most of the skins, or pretty much every single skin in DCS has been modeled off of, you know, one that's been used in real life. So you have like all those different squadrons, and they each have like their own unique flavor or unique colors or whatever.
True.
And on the side of the on these jets on the livery somewhere would always be the name of the carrier that they served on, which is, you know, obviously the carrier that squadron used in real life. Now in DCS, because we only have a handful of carriers, and in reality there were like 24 of them, most of them don't match up. So you'll see like a Tomcat with the USS Kitty Hawk on the side, flying off of the deck of the USS Ranger. It's a very small nitpick, but it's annoying enough for me, which is why I always, when I make a skin, I always tend to change the name to, you know, whichever carrier I do have in the game.
Yeah,
which is a really annoying task. It's also not lore accurate, Jesus, history accurate, because, you know, I'll have to change the skin from that existing squadron to change the carrier's name, even though they never actually served on that carrier. But oh well, fuck it, alternate history things.
Alternate history things.
I also wasn't an actual Tomcat pilot, so whenever I put my name on the side of an airplane, I'm always basically cheating. But fuck it, alternate history. I was a pilot back then. Shut up.
Yes. You've suddenly grown older.
No, grown very much older.
Yes.
Another really cool, nice side effect of the fact that, you know, I've got a CPU that doesn't suck ass is there's this like dynamic liberation mod that you can use campaigns for in DCS. You'll kind of become this turn-based campaign thing.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
You've told me about that indeed.
Yeah, but you know, because the way that the code is still shit, this program probably isn't optimized at all. So whenever you run a mission, it's pretty taxing on the PC. Now you've got different templates you can use, so it'll spawn more or less things, or make the campaign bigger or longer or smaller, depending on what your PC can handle. And I can actually, you know, play the standard, like, you know, missions now. So not the missions that are super fucking small. I used to be able to play those fine, but now I can actually, you know, play the proper missions. There's still like a pretty significant FPS hit, like when you compare it to like a regular self-made mission with like 10% of the assets in like a liberation mission. But you know, it's playable now, which is nice.
That's what matters.
The only problem obviously is now that, you know, I'm kind of locked into playing those by myself because I can't get you or Glavic or anyone else in, because your PC will have a nuclear meltdown.
Yep.
Because right now I definitely cannot compare our PCs much anymore. You know, it used to that, you know, we had, you know, somewhat equivalent stuff. Now it's
not anymore.
Now it's a bit off the charts. Yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, graphics wise, you know, we're still somewhat on the same level, just a little bit ahead of you. But processing power and working power is definitely, I'm claiming victory there.
Yep. Which is okay for me.
Yeah. One other problem, and it's not really a problem, it's more of like a consequence of upgrading, is I'm sitting on this old CPU now that's no one I know would kind of be interested in, because I'm pretty sure you had a better one.
Yeah, I've got one that is more specific for something else. Like mine is more, mine, like yours is more focused on just what you're doing, while mine is more focused on multitasking.
Yeah.
And you know, because I'm streaming, I'm always multitasking.
Pretty much, yeah.
and because of game development as well. So yeah.
But I know Kerbit also has a pretty powerful CPU, so I think that one's even more powerful than the one I've got right now. Lucky Bastard's got like a 5800, like top of the line model for like pittance.
Damn.
Really lucked out there, the asshole. And I'm pretty sure that Squeaky hat uses Intel. You know, pretty clever of him. But oh well.
Yep, I would have used Intel as well, but you talked me into the other thing because it was way cheaper.
I mean, it is way cheaper, and to be fair, so far still, the AMD CPU seem to be outclassing the Intel ones. I think the latest like generations have starting to shift more into like Intel territory, but those are way too expensive for me right now, so I don't have to bother.
Yeah, no, but that's kind of the reason why you know, I want Intel back, honestly. I'm glad it's working this great, but still, if I had the money, I would definitely go for Intel. Yeah. In a heartbeat.
But the problem is that in order to switch CPUs, you have to switch out your whole fucking motherboard.
Yeah, so fuck that.
Yeah, so you know, I've also just taken the fact that yep, I'm an AMD boy now, I guess. I'm an AMD CPU boy. Nvidia still has my heart when it comes to graphics. Fuck AMD, but you know, processing power wise, I'm kind of stuck here now. God damn.
I'm not entirely stuck. It's more for me that, you know, for now I'm stuck. But once I have to upgrade it or something, like I will.
Yeah, the problem is, I guess, in order to switch to an Intel, you're kind of forced to get yourself a whole new motherboard as well, which is quite a bit of a cost.
Yeah.
So in order to, if you want to upgrade your CPU and you want specifically an Intel, be prepared to at least spend $200 more. Because if you're upgrading one thing and you're already forced to ship off, or you know, switch out your motherboard, you can at least buy an equivalent or upgrade that one too. Which these things aren't cheap either.
Oh, no, I know.
And the biggest hassle is if you switch out your motherboard, that's a free PC reset for you.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, I'm not even sure how I even get stuck with AMD. How the fuck did that happen? Because I guess it must have been when I bought the upgrade kit for my PC back in Alternate when I first started building this thing. When I had fuck all knowledge about anything, so I just bought an upgrade kit that had everything in it. Because I remember, I think I bought the upgrade kit, which was RAM, CPU, and the motherboard, without really knowing what the fuck any of that meant. I think that's the motherboard that I've got laying behind me, the one that I blew up trying to upgrade my RAM the other day.
Right, that also happened.
That was fun. That was a barrel of laughs.
Yeah.
I'm glad I upgraded. I wasn't glad because I had to basically spend $180 on RAM that I never ended up fucking using. And I got 180 for RAM again, and which got me basically the 32 strips, which is kind of a scam when you think about it, because I spent the exact same amount of money just half a year ago on 16.
Yeah.
So either I paid like really high for that, or these ones just came in really cheap. And I think I've got the benefit here that these ones are significantly cheaper than they should be, because every time I look at other stores, they're at least 230. These ones were probably pretty goddamn cheap. Got a good deal here, I think.
Good.
Because I used the pay in trees methods again. This is now I pay for pretty much everything that's expensive. So I only shelved about 50 or so bucks, and I got my 33 gigabytes of RAM.
Nice.
And because I've got a lot more working hours now, and I've also been I started yesterday at the fire department, which was really cool.
Yeah, how did that go?
That was alright. It's
good.
a lot of obviously it's a lot of meeting new people, which is not something I'm great at. I guess making introductions is just awkward, but I know I have to do it anyways. It's like I'll just get it over with. And then, we were assigned in like 2 teams, each team going to do something else, because, otherwise it'd get too fucking messy. And I lucked out because my team, we were going to go on a little bit of a field exercise out in the open. Meanwhile, the other team were going to sit in the classroom. Sorry, cunts.
Yeah, but you're going to have to next week then.
Yeah, I'm probably going to have that next week, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was nice that at least my first introduction, I already had to gear up and get in the fucking fire truck, which in these things are fucking insane from the inside. You'd kind of expect them to be pretty damn good at their job, considering that people's lives are on the line when these things get involved usually. But fucking hell, when you get in the back of that thing, it is absolutely insane. It's like you're stepping into a UFO. Like there were like displays and screens all over the place where as you're driving out towards the fucking call, towards the incidents, like live updates or live feeds from the incident would already start piling in. So while you're driving there, you can read up on exactly what's going on. Because if an alarm goes, you're not worried about what's going on. You're worried about getting there as quick as you fucking can. And while you're there, that's when you find out what the fuck is wrong. So on the way there, you're already basically being brought up to speed by these dozens of displays. Meanwhile, the entire car or the entire truck is packed and ready to go for any scenario. So if you were, for example, to need pressurized air to go into like an actual heavy fire, each seat that you're sitting on already has a pressurized air tank built into the backrest. All you have to do is press a button and the thing fucking unfolds around you. You have to tighten the straps and boom, you're done.
Nice.
If you need one on the fly, it's just built into the seat for you, which is fucking insane. Of course, it has everything. It even has fucking cup holders in the back for when you're flying down the road trying to save someone's lives, but you really just want to finish that cup of coffee. One thing it doesn't have, though, are safety belts. Go figure. Go fucking figure. Because these things, they're not driving slowly through the traffic, right? They're fucking flying across the road with it when there's like an actual call. And their turns are quite sharp. So you're sitting in the back, being blown from one side to the other, just holding on for dear life.
Yeah, because and then suddenly you make a crash and it's your life on the line.
Yeah.
Perfect!
It is pretty fucking wild, that thing. Another cool side effect of being in the fire department is whenever you're driving somewhere or you're stopping somewhere, you're kind of an eye catcher. People always tend to look at what the hell the fire truck is doing. So when we were sitting outside somewhere just waiting for the location to clear up so we can go in, traffic all around us was slowing down. People were looking. People were like peering through their windows and waving at us, and I felt kind of cool. Because at least, I was the one being ogled at this time. I wasn't ogling all the other cool shit happening around me. I was the cool thing happening around everyone else.
Yeah, you've once got that experience in your life.
Yeah. We already made a joke about it, everything as well, because, this is a volunteers brigade, basically. So we don't have, like, any professional fire departments in the area, because, we're a pretty small town compared to, like, a city.
Compared to where I live.
Yeah, so when there's like multiple like stations all around the area, and we are a volunteer station, so whenever there's like a big incident, we're not the first ones on the scene because most of us we have our other jobs and things to do, so we have to come from home or from our job, go to the fire department, and then grab into the truck and go towards where the big fire is. The professional, stations, those guys are just, they only do firefighting. They don't have any other side jobs, so they get a lot better salary, a lot more benefits. And sometimes, depending on their shift, they live in the fire station. So when the alarm comes in, they're immediately ready to go, and they'll always be the first ones to arrive.
Well, yeah.
So, because of that, I wouldn't say that we're more casual, more relaxed, but yeah, we kind of are. So, even like during our practices, there's a lot of fucking around and joking around kinds of stuff, which is just great. I don't mind that shit at all. It's fucking fantastic, actually. So we were already joking around. So I was saying that, yeah. So during the day, I am just Duncan the pizza boy. I deliver pizza, very unappealing. But at night, when like my fucking Superman costume comes out, I am Water Boy.
Oh God.
I am Water Boy, and one day I will graduate into Waterman.
One day.
one day. The thing is that I have to go through quite a bit of physical testing before I'm even allowed, because you have to do what, 2,400 meters in 12 minutes, which is quite quick. That's more than a bit of a jog. That's roughly like along the same lines of doing about 5,000, like 5 kilometers in, what is it, like 24 minutes or something?
Damn.
25? Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. That's pretty bad. And I sure as fuck cannot do that right now. Like, holy shit. I can at best do like 2,000 meters or 21,000, 2,100 if I'm lucky. Probably not though.
You lucky? Never.
So I'm going to have to, train quite a bit in order to do that. And I've got like, 4 months until the official testing is even set to begin. So I've got 4 months basically to get myself into
4 months
shape.
to just jerk. And not
But then
do
you
anything.
look at the other fucking firefighters, and one's got a fatter belly than the other, and I'm like, you sure as fuck cannot run that test right now. And they're like, nope, because the first thing you do after doing that test is you take 2 months off with no exercise, because fuck that bullshit. You don't need none of that. It's like, wow, alright. So I'm basically forced to do this fucking thing and get myself up to like a good physical condition, just so I can then forget about my physical condition. Great. I always appreciate your decorating skills, by the way, Riddle.
Yeah.
It's so obvious that, it's like, okay, yes, checklist, put X amount of this item down. Boom, 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 boom. Done.
Yep.
You're actually making more of a mess of things because of that.
Yeah, look at the inside of this.
Good fucking Christ.
Alright, I'll go for divide XE. So, here.
Put X amount of items down. Plant, 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 plant.
Yeah.
There's plants everywhere and you better fucking like it.
Here we go, 5 trash cans. Sure.
Yeah, anyway, I'm going to have to head over to my dead as hell Domino's right now.
Rip.
Not really sure what I'm supposed to be doing there, but hey, if I get paid for doing fuck all, then
Yeah,
I'm gonna get paid for doing fuck all. Sounds great.
Yep.
I've had to earn my money in less exciting ways, so
Yeah, like,
getting molested in the car.
I literally wanted to say that one. I was like, getting, like, having to touch someone in your car.
Having to squeeze a guy's titties, yeah, that about sums that one up.
Yeah.
There's never like a hot girl that does it now. It's always like this ugly guy. God damn it.
Yeah.
It was about, that moment in my life that I was really thankful that I wasn't born a girl, because holy shit, that would have ended differently. That would have ended differently.
Yeah.
Good God.
So, rip what people have to get through.
Yeah. I remember that at the time, actually for the taxi company that we had, there was this other girl that was just starting, and after she heard what happened, I've never seen her again. I'm pretty sure she decided, fuck that shit, I'm out. And can't blame her.
No, can't blame her indeed.
Because, yeah, she would have been a much more inviting target than my ugly ass ever was. But, apparently I was good enough for that guy.
Yeah, but how high was he?
He was very far gone.
He was off his rocker.
I think I looked like a very attractive little girl to him, yeah.
Yeah, rip.
Yeah, that was pretty rip. Anyway, I'm heading off. I'll be playing Phasmo tonight if you're still, around.
Yeah, I've already said to Justin I'll be around.
Cool. Alright, well.
And I'll be in VR at that moment.
Yeah, I might give it a shot, see what it's like. I don't know, we'll see. Alright, anyway, see ya.
Have a good one. Alright, let me get this in the right container. And then I'll switch voice room. Because I'm still in the VR VC. Or sorry, not VR VC. I'm still in the Phasmo VC. Not general, please. My own VC. segregate it. And then mixed right here. These two in there. These two bags in this one. Nope, this one also has to go here. Makes it a lot easier. Should be all only that area after this. Well, and a little bit, you know, between here. Alright, I'm actually done with that. Nice. Let's start bringing trash over here. Also, I need to repair the railings. It's very fun that it tells you to repair the railings, but I don't know where, so... probably these ones. Or railings like these. Let's do an entire circle in that sense. I think I mean these railings. There we go. This rock is the last thing here, at least. Let's grab everything that's right next to it on the rails. Or on the rails between the rails. Put it all on the side for now. These are going to instantly go in here. Alright, that's it. And then once these two are in there, I can actually start... I can start actually cleaning up this area. Let's see, how many pension chairs? 5. 5 trash cans. 3 clocks. 2 ticket machines. And 2 departure boards. Ah, boy. There. This be segregated, and then this one be mixed. Same type of deal here. Alright, this back, beautiful. Check stairs. Clean and clean, beautiful. The rocks in. And this back. Right, and the clocks. So, building once I'm done, it's now literally just getting rid of all the trash. Still not good enough. Alright, 99%. So these two actually do this one first. So it's, you know, not a bag. Not at 100% yet. Maybe after this one? No! Or nothing in this corner. Nothing here. Right, clear. Still at 99%. 3 items to pick. I need to find those 3 items. Alright, 100%. There we go. Took me about an hour. Jesus Christ. But it worked out perfectly fine. So yeah, no. Very glad to see how well that actually came along.